It's your boy,
Dane Piedt.
yes sir,
Dane Piedt.
it's me,
Dane Piedt.
Away. Enjoy.
Dane Piedt.
Yeah.
Dane Piedt.
As I promised, guys, I've got Calvin Potgieter, aka the Gremlin. Sick name, by the way. I love your stage name, as they call.
Cool.
Thank you for being here. It's been I think this is the 4th or 5th episode I've done, and just chatting to different personalities in entertainment, sport, anything really, and just finding out what the ins and outs are about the certain things that you guys do, and just if there are any struggles. But also the main thing for me is basically celebrating the success of Cape Town, especially.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, just a brief introduction of who Calvin Potgieter or the Gremlin is.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, first of all, Dane. It's really cool to be here. Calvin Potgieter and Gremlin, I think, probably two different entities,
Okay, yeah.
for sure. I think the whole Gremlin side of my life and the music career is definitely not someone that I am every day.
Yeah, of course.
Me as a person, I'm every day, down to earth, very chilled. I keep to myself most of the time. But I think when it comes to my music and my career, I think that's where the sort of alter ego comes out. So I've always been involved with music. I've always been a fan of music, first of all. Grew up in a musical household.
Okay, that's cool.
My grandparents played instruments. I learned some instruments as well. My parents were very eclectic with their music taste, so I grew up listening to everything from rock to reggae to,
and this is obviously
everything.
this is obviously something you play in your sets,
Yeah, 100%.
It's not just cut off, because we know South Africa is quite diverse in cultures. There's black, colored, Indian, white, Chinese, anything, And I know that the different types of music people tend to put in certain groups and say, oh, that's a white guy song. Oh, that's a black guy song.
Yeah.
That's a colored guy song.
Yeah.
And for me, it's music is music. It's similar to sport in a way, where it brings people together. If Scotty doesn't know Pumping a Tin Roof in Claremont, people, colored, black, white, everyone will know the song. So that is, in a way, it sort of brings people together.
100%. It's funny that you mentioned that now. I saw a video on Twitter like a month ago of a Nigerian wedding, and they were playing System of a Down, like hardcore heavy metal, and these Nigerians they knew every word to the song, and I was like, we are so quick to assume what people like and what people listen to, and yes, of course there's stereotypes, and
of course,
I grew up not necessarily listening to what I play these days, because I've met people along the journey, and influences, that kind of thing. So, but I'd never assume that, maybe I can go and play a rock song at a colored party.
Exactly.
And it will actually pop off.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we're quick to assume those things as DJs and people.
Because like the colors do, we make a yard number, as you know. We always change the adult mix or the
Definitely
whatever.
gonna put
so
that
if you
beat
do a rock
underneath,
mix, if you have a rock song, you just put some sort of beat with it. Exactly. You know the beat I'm speaking about. So that then it will people will jump on it.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that you say, because in our dressing room, cricket, obviously working with the Paul Rocks as well. In the dressing room environment, music's a big thing.
Yeah.
And why I say that is that you tend to play certain music that people respond to, and other people are like, nah, I don't like this. So the stereotype of and that for me is it's interesting, because you guys, DJs, entertainers, as you guys, I think you guys are. It's important to know the crowd that you sort of dealing with. Yeah. If that makes any sense.
No, for sure. I think there's psychology plays a big role in it.
Yeah.
I think as a DJ and any entertainer, like you say, there's the art and the skill of it, the actual technique, and then there's the human side of it, where you're thinking, hold on, okay, I'm in Paul, for instance.
Yes.
I don't know Paul.
You don't know
in
Paul?
any way.
Exactly.
And I immediately assume, the first time I went there, I thought, okay, cool, Paul rocks. Let's go for a rock theme. It might be mainly Afrikaans people. It might be, I don't know. And I came there and it was the complete opposite. I was
Exactly.
complete opposite.
Exactly.
So yes, okay, you have to be prepared for it and you have to be on your toes, but
Yeah.
also, again, you can't assume whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But the same thing with the dressing room. We also had all the players give us their favorite songs.
Yes.
So
yes,
if they
that's
come
what we
out,
do.
they're
Yeah.
batting.
They're batting and
yeah.
they play the song. Yeah.
So I got the list and I'm like, okay, cool, some of this makes sense. And then I saw Faf and he's like sicko mode.
Yes.
Travis Scott,
Yes.
this, and I was like,
Yes.
what? This is
Yes,
crazy.
yes, yes.
And I would never have thought that.
It's like that sort of music tastes. You get a guy like a player with Justin Kemp, and all of a sudden you play. He's old school from Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you play this like Travis Scott song, for example, and all of a sudden he's like, this is not bad.
Yeah.
So it's basically a beat of that gets people to like something
That's it.
before you identify who it's from. If that makes any sense.
No.
So if you see a picture
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're like, nah, that's a shit song, because you saw the picture of the person, but all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, this is cool, because I know you're a white bro, right?
Yeah.
So you DJing, someone turns around and they think, oh shit, this is actually wow, you're actually quite good.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, because you've played a certain type of mix.
Yes.
You kept colored people, black people going because of the stereotype of, if you catch my drift.
No, 100%. I think that's something that I've sort of played into rather than being
Yeah.
like, okay, you know, because like if we think in the Cape Town scene alone, DJs, there's the techno and house scene, the
Of course.
hip hop scene, and this
Of
scene
course.
and that scene. There's not many white guys in the hip hop scene,
Yes.
really. So I'm like, okay, cool. I enjoy, you know, breaking that sort of mold that people are like, oh, they're literally, that will be like, oh, so white guy like
Of
this?
course.
Like, I didn't expect that. So I like that actually. And then like going to like Rands or something.
Yes.
And
yes.
like, people are looking, you know,
What
like,
you're
the fuck
doing
is
at
going
that.
on here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's and in my opinion, that's what's why like society's messed up a little bit in that sense, you know, because if you like something, why can't it be that you like it?
Yeah.
You know, because social media has played a part in really stereotyping a lot of things, in my opinion. Because if people like you on social media, regardless of what you did on the set or on the field, they're still going to support you. There's going to be a minority that's like, nah, Gremlin or shit tonight, actually, if you know what I mean.
No, 100%. I think that in all spheres, not just
agree
entertainment
with
or
that?
sport. No,
Yeah,
I do
yeah,
agree.
yeah.
Because I've started noticing it now
Yeah.
too. I've started noticing that, especially during this lockdown period,
Of course.
people are paying more attention now.
Yes, exactly.
They're not drunk, they're not
Yes.
chasing girls.
Yes,
their
they can't.
focus is now on the
Yes.
product. And even with cricket,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You go and watch a cricket game, getting your beers, or it's entertainment. Oh, you might see Dane, okay, cool,
Exactly,
whatever.
exactly.
And now it's like you're watching at home or whatever the case may be. You're actually focusing on the actual product and the skill and whatever else there is that's
The
involved.
technique that goes behind it,
And you
you know?
start judging
Yeah.
the person rather than, or the person's abilities rather than their
Exactly,
brand
exactly.
and their image. And I love that.
Yeah, no, because that gets into the why you love something so much.
Yeah.
Because I love cricket because the technical side and the mental challenge that you constantly have to battle to overcome to get somewhere, if you know what I mean. So now people are actually appreciating you, not at like prime time, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning where you're doing your thing, but now they're actually thinking, this bro is actually, you know, because you're passionate about it, you know, and people tend to think it's a side hustle.
They do.
They do tend to think that it's a side hustle, but it's actually the bread and butter. It's who Calvin Potgieter is. It's who Gremlin is actually. I should say. And that for me is like it's so people are so confused about what like the actual, you know, the struggle of becoming a DJ is.
I think.
Or sportsman is.
Yeah, no, for sure. Coming back to the social media thing, I think it's so easy for somebody to pick up their phone and they're like, oh, I can do that. Looks simple, looks easy. But what they don't realize is the amount of time, the years, the effort, the sacrifice, everything that goes in behind it. And yes, of course, I can pick up a cricket bat today. I was decent at cricket.
Exactly.
I'm not a pro cricketer.
Yes.
You know music.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you're a DJ.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always like, I've had this sort of way of saying it when people say, oh, anybody can be a DJ. If you have a wedding, right? you're going to book a caterer, you're going to
Yes.
book a chef, you're
Yes.
going to book a wedding planner,
Yes.
you're going to book a lighting guy, this and that, but then you book your cousin to be a DJ. Why do you do that?
But that's my that is my like the way that I see the public sees
Yeah.
a DJ, because it's basically you go to Windows Media Player or iTunes and you
Yeah.
play poof, Scotty doesn't know,
Yeah.
followed by Sister Bettina, followed by there's no flow.
No,
to
but
it.
that's a party. That can still be a party.
No, it can
though.
still be
Yeah.
a party, but book the professional to do
Yeah.
it, you know?
Exactly.
And for me, that's where things get, looked past, because, again, what social media has done is, I'm going to be commercial and say, yes, Black Coffee is a DJ. Steve Aoki is a DJ.
Yeah.
Because they've obviously gone on a journey to be where they are.
Yeah.
And they are superstars of what they do, because, whatever it is that the public likes about them. But people don't really appreciate the journey of the Gremlin to be now where he is.
Sure.
Yeah. If you understand.
No, I agree with you. I think it doesn't only apply to me. I think it applies to a lot of guys where, I've been lucky in the fact that I've had sort of credible accolades that I can put on my CV.
Yes.
So it's whether it's competitions.
What is it? What are those accolades?
Well, it's quite a few things, but I think the ones that people
brag a little about yourself.
I don't like to. That's the thing.
I don't like it too.
Yeah.
But I try to get it out to the people
Sure.
because it's something that you crafted for.
Yeah.
So why not be able to speak about it?
Yeah, for sure. Sure. So I mean, obviously, Red Bull 3-star champion,
Yes,
so
that's
South
a
African
big,
champion.
it's massive, yeah.
And that's something I've worked on for a long time. I've failed many times. It was my 4th try, and I finally got it. So I'm the current SA champion, resident DJ on Good Up FM, 5FM, and resident at a couple spots around Cape Town. I do a bit of traveling as well.
But that didn't come with graft, like the work you have to put in, and people don't tend to see that.
No.
Because they see, oh no, all of a sudden he's in the newspapers, he's on social media, he's this and that.
Yeah.
It's an overnight success, but they don't know that it's been years, like you say.
Yeah.
It's a journey you've been on to get there.
Yeah. Even something like this, talking to you now, being comfortable in sort of online internet interview kind of conversation. This is not my first time doing this. That's why I'm comfortable. For somebody to come off the street and they decide I want to be a DJ now, next thing you put them in an interview, they're like,
they don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because it comes with time, it comes with experience, all these things. And I'm still young.
Of course.
I'm not saying that I'm the top guy by any means. There's a lot of guys that I look up to.
27 now, that's young,
I mean, I've been DJing for 6 years, 7 years maybe, really taking it seriously. So, man, there's still a lot, there's a long way to go still. And
I can just sense how passionate you are of it, because I can relate to that, people tend to see you in the streets and they just want to speak about, top set you played, Dane, well bowled.
Sure.
You are a different person away from that. That's why you said there's Calvin, there's Gremlin.
Yes.
And that's the balancing act of, you want to be recognized as someone that does have a political view, a sporting view, even if you support a shit team like Liverpool. And your captain's Jordan
Henderson. This whole thing right now.
And your captain's
just
Jordan
put these
Henderson.
cameras off.
And your captain's Jordan Henderson. But you do have views away from it, because they think, oh no, play the song, man. Calvin, plays a song. Why don't you get that CD, let him play a song. You understand? Because you want to be known for something else,
Yeah. It's interesting you say it now, because I had a conversation with a friend of mine recently, and it was, especially now, right? DJing
is deep thinking.
There's
now.
nothing.
Like, there's nothing.
There's nothing going on. So what's your plan B, your plan C? And is it going to be still in music? No, it doesn't have to be. It can be in food. It can be in
anything.
this, whatever, sport.
Whatever it is.
As long as it's something else, because once entertainment is gone, what else is there? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's what you're doing now, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of this, there's sport, there's that.
Yeah.
So you have to have a sort of broader spectrum and a broader vision of what you can do with your
100%. Because for me, why I'm doing this is basically what my views. I don't know what your views are. I'd like to hear, but Cape Townians, especially entertainment, sport, whatever it is, we tend to be selfish in, yes, I've made it in my field, but I don't want to reach out to Calvin and find out, listen, but it's quite tough to be where you are right now, or youngster CPT, or whoever, Dylan and Carl, whoever. to reach out to them and just find out like what are the issues or the, you know, sort of struggles of being in a environment like DJing in South Africa. So that was my whole point of view of just trying to reach out and try to make people realize that we need to celebrate what Cape Townians have done.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And reach out to different, not just cricketers, not just, oh, JP, well done for doing this.
Yeah.
People that now BEE works in communities, for example. So that for me is it's been a burning issue that I want to just reach out to other successful people, you know?
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I think we need to start celebrating ourselves more.
Yes.
Stop comparing ourselves
100%.
to that other city that we always talk about.
100%. Because they think we're a country.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Exactly.
They think we're different people.
Yeah.
But this is not news to anybody. We are the most creative city in this. I think in this continent, we are just, this is the hub. But the problem is, it's the attitude behind it. The attitude of there's only so many slices of the pizza. If I have a slice and I'm going to give you a bite, that means I'm going to have less. There's an infinite amount of opportunity. There's no reason why I can't help you, because I'm not going to lose anything. No. If anything, I'm going to gain something.
See, that's what I like about you, just sitting down. It was the first time, guys, I've met this guy, and to realize that you're not scared of giving something in order to get something, you know? And for me, I found that we don't celebrate each other enough, like you say. We tend to put each other down. I'm just generalizing in a way, because the way that social media responds to what Cape Townians do, that's just the bottom line. And you click on it and you see a person coming hard at something or someone saying nasty things, and you think to yourself, but we Cape Townian, why is it that...
I always take that sort of attitude with a pinch of salt, because it's like, oh, just support local because it's local. No, we shouldn't just support local for the sake of supporting local. If it's good and if you believe in it, yes.
Be real, yeah.
You know, if somebody's going to put out some cuck song or some, you know, clothing line or whatever the case may be, if it's not good,
be honest.
You know what? Be honest.
Be honest.
Because this is where the issues come in. Because you're my friend now, you started something or you put out a song or whatever it is, I want to be like, cool, bro. Yeah, this is amazing. Instead of being honest about it.
And say, I feel like you can...
Exactly. That's why there's this oversaturation of the market with DJs, with this, with that, whatever. There's not enough people saying, listen, it's not good enough. Support doesn't always mean affirmation. Or I agree with what you're doing and I like it. Support means, let's try this rather. Maybe that's not good, but here's your strong points. Let's rather go in that direction.
And you can come together.
Exactly.
Do you feel like playing a test match, for example, it's the hardest form of cricket, 5 days in a row, play in different countries, play in South Africa, play against the best in the world. Do you feel like, because I feel slightly intimidated if you play against a certain player, do you feel intimidated playing a certain genre of music in an environment that you're not comfortable with? Because there are places, or there are environments that you're not comfortable with.
Yes.
You're human.
Yeah, you know? For sure. I think anything that is slightly out of my comfort zone would be something that I haven't experienced enough.
Yes.
I'm not scared of any
You're not scared. Okay, so you're not intimidated.
No, not at all.
That's what I want. Yes.
Because I think...
And that's, I think, where the success comes in.
You have to be prepared 100%. For anything. You have to be prepared. So like, if I go do a set in Marmray or something like that, that's a different...
How's your Afrikaans? You kan potgieten?
Ja, maar is so halve ding. Ja. My ma's Afrikaans, maar ek is nie so Afrikaans nie.
Okay.
So like, go out there and you're like, you need to put yourself in their shoes. It's like, it's not the same kind of thing. We are very up to date with music here. We if somebody drops a new song now, pretty much everybody's going to be onto it. Over there, it's still like 50 Cent, early 2000s, late 90s.
100%.
That's all they're doing there. So if you're going to come there and want to play brand new music, they're going to be like, it's not
They want a year.
You know, so that's just one example. But I wouldn't have known that if I haven't... Exactly. I wouldn't have known that if I haven't done that. And maybe just think about that before. So go play in Paul, go play in Stellenbosch or something like that. You have to take every opportunity. And sometimes people are like, especially with DJs, with young DJs, they only thinking about the money at first.
It's crazy you say that.
Yeah.
I spoke to Dane and Carl. the same thing, the young DJs come in, or the young comedians, and the first thing they said is, how can I make money from this?
No, it's not the attitude.
It's not, and that's, you're not going to get anywhere?
No.
See, that's crazy how, and a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Watching this, they don't know that young guys want to come in and just make money.
Yeah.
Is that a social media thing again?
I think it is 100%. People want to show what they're doing. They want to show off before they do anything.
Exactly.
They want to show that they are now a professional.
Yes.
This or that or whatever.
Yes.
And the clothes and this.
Yes.
And
they want to update their bio.
That's
to a
it.
certain
Before
thing.
anything.
Before anything.
Right.
Else. And why do you say it's not the attitude to have?
Because that's what I've gone through. It might not be the case for anybody else.
Experience,
from my own experience, I took any opportunity that I could, regardless if there was money or not, regardless if it was good money or no money.
Like, boom,
doesn't matter, because every door opened another door somehow.
Of course.
You know, if we both starting out now and you're like, dude, I don't have any money, but we're gonna do this thing. I can't even count on my two hands how many people or how many experiences like that I've had where people are like, do me a favor, 5 years down the line, I get a random call from this person. Yo, man, I've started working with this big alcohol brand. We've got a massive gig.
Launch, yeah.
Here we go. Pull in, and then the money comes. So it's not always an immediate reward.
I follow. I don't know if you follow, but I follow American sports like quite closely.
Like NBA
and NFL. I don't really follow baseball too much, but I don't know if you know Patrick Mahomes, right?
Okay.
He's a quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, right? So he's a young guy, 23, 24 years old, and he just signed a $450 million contract, a 10-year contract. But the main thing that he says, what you just mentioned now, is you've gone through a journey. His rookie year, he didn't play anything, but he was learning.
Yeah.
He was sitting with the quarterback that's playing at the time, and he's learning. So to get to that point of signing a multi-million, but he also says it's not about the money. It's about being appreciated at the end of the day. Because all you want to be is, I know from I don't know about what your views on this is, all I want to be is appreciated for the craft I'm doing and what I'm delivering. Because it's a team sport at the end of the day. So that's a major thing, because the comedian said it and now you're saying it as well. So it's a flow that's happening with the generation that's coming through. It's all about instant success. Yeah. You know?
I think when I first started DJing, like taking it seriously and really wanting to do it, I always looked at the guys, the sort of generation above me, the people that I was partying
exactly
to, you know, and I looked at them and like, what was their style? What is the attitudes around things? How did they act on social media? How did they act in terms of people that did them wrong?
Yes.
When like bookers or promoters don't pay them, stuff like that. How did they handle those things?
Yes.
And what did people think about them?
That's what I like to hear.
So you need to learn and just stay mellow. Just learn.
That's what I like to
Take your time, learn about a few things. And again, it goes way further than just music. It goes into business, into education, into politics, sport, whatever it is.
100%.
Take your time, be patient, and learn, because there's no rush to it.
No.
And all that time will actually manifest, and when you get the opportunity, you're ready for it.
You got to be ready.
Instead of begging for this opportunity, and then you actually don't have the knowledge that you need for that opportunity.
Yeah, of course.
So, talking about the struggles, because I know you wanted to talk about the struggles that I think that we're going through, and it's something that's very personal to me now, is the fact that we are not seen as providers or contributors to the economy. We are, obviously you saw this Light SA Red thing, and now I heard today that the government has actually acknowledged it. So that's a good thing. But I think apart from that, like I can't even apply for a home loan or anything like that, because I'm not seen as
a professional. Yes. And I spoke to the dancers, same thing.
It's bullshit.
It's utter bullshit, because it's a graft, and the hours you guys work and what you do, it's utter bullshit. Because what is different from cricket to you providing for yourself? You know, as an entertainer.
Exactly.
You know, and that's bullshit. Where you can't even, you gotta rent your whole life.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Unless you, Black Coffee, for example, is making millions, who can
buy cash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and that for me is the sad part, because that's gonna help our economy grow at the end of the day. And that's just
So yeah, that's definitely one of the struggles I'm going through now. You know, I'm getting into my
and people always think
years.
it's glitz and glamour.
No ways, man,
Exactly
never. Not at
because
all.
you're standing in front, you're partying, people enjoying you.
Nah.
Get me another Jameson, get me another tequila.
Exactly.
It's, it's those type of things. Because people is enjoying your company, as I should say, because you're entertaining them. But it's not that. It's really not that.
Most of the time, I wouldn't say most of the time, but a lot of the times, people that we are entertaining are in better financial situations than we are.
Exactly.
And they think that just because
it's
we
glitz
are
and glam, and
it's not at all. It's not the case. Not to say that we deserve anything more. We work hard. Yes, we understand that this is a freelance type of job still. But I would love to see, or even be involved in the process of forming some type of union or
dancers said it themselves.
Yeah, something like that, where it's just something that we can support each other.
Yes.
Where there's some type of maybe accreditation, or just a body and a group of people that are looking out for each other. Because when a time like this happens, you pay 100 Rand or 200 Rand a month, and then when the shit hits the fan, like Corona, at least there's something that cover your rent for a month or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd love to see something like that happen.
Now I'm sitting here, the dancers are saying that there's no union, right? The footballers, cricketers, rugby players all have unions. The entertainers as well.
Yeah.
But you guys don't have union. The dancers don't have unions, right? But you guys go to a concert, for example, and the dancers are dancing, you doing your stuff at the back there, but people don't realize what it's all about, because they'll come to you after the show and say, now what do you do for a living? And that's a slap in your guys' face, and you've probably got that before. That's why you're laughing, you know. And that's the sad reality of the world we live in, because the way that, especially I was allowed to be, want to play cricket, but coming with my dad during apartheid, there was never opportunities for him to further his footballing career, right? So going through, my father never said no, don't do it, because he didn't want to speak about his experiences, coming in. But at the end of the day, if it's a God-given talent, why don't you get appreciated for it, And that for me is the sad reality of the world we live in at the moment. Because I entertain as much as you entertain. Because, like we spoke off air about the MSL, where you are doing your thing, keeping the crowd entertained when nothing's happening on the field.
Exactly.
But you can't even apply for a home loan. That's bullshit.
It is.
It's utter bullshit. Yeah.
It's sad. It's frustrating. But at the same time, we have to take accountability for it. Nobody else is going to do it for us. The government isn't going to come to us and say, "Hey, we can see you guys are struggling. Let's start a union." No, it's going to be up to us to take the step and just
tackle the issue.
The issue, but more than tackle the issue, just say, "Listen, we're in this together."
Yes.
There's a lot of bitching and moaning and politics, and
I want 20%.
Yeah,
I want 15%. Yes.
The money is going to be
the money is,
and we need to put that behind us. We need to say, let's forget about that for a second. Let's think about
coming together.
Yeah.
Because people don't think about the future. People don't think about our kids.
Yeah.
If my kid's a DJ, for example, I was like, no, Gremlin, give him a call. Okay, gives him a call, but you're gonna spit the truth to him, or to her. But at the end of the day, people want instant success, like we just spoke about now. Yeah. So I fully agree with it. It's just like, for me, it's sad because the entertainment business needs to be respected a whole lot more. And it's not being given that opportunity to be able to flourish, and it's entertainment. It's called that for a reason, because people sit down or stand up, dance, enjoy themselves for anything, and
look how much is being missed now.
Exactly.
So much.
You check Channel O now, they're having big parties there, and it's like that's what it is. But just going on, we spoke about the struggles and but you've come out on top on that, if you know what I mean. Like you've been successful and you continue to be successful,
I think as successful as possible.
Yes.
With the circumstances.
Yes. But we just spoke about like the accolades, the awards. You get recognized for what you're doing,
And not a lot of other guys that I consider my peers and that are even. I'm marginally talented. I'm a good DJ. You
Yes.
know, I can play with
Yes.
music and I can make people, I can entertain people with music that's already been made.
Yes.
There are people that are a million times more talented and skilled than me that don't get the same recognition that I do. So
Yes.
I can't say that it's their fault, or they can't say that it's anybody else's fault or anything like that. But what I can do is, I have a platform. Let's put you onto my platform. Of
course.
And then if
That's
I do
what I
that,
like about
and
you,
another
like-
person does it, another person does that, what reason is there for all of us to not be successful?
That's what I like about you. Take all these cameras and shit away. It's like that's you. You know, that is you. You're not gonna stick to yourself and say, no, I don't wanna. You know.
Nah, of course not.
It's the point, because you appreciate the ability that those people you just mentioned now that they have.
Yeah.
You know, and to try and bring them together is only gonna make something good.
I think what it is I wouldn't have had that attitude if I was never afforded that opportunity by somebody else. If there wasn't somebody that said, oh, you know, I don't really know you, but I like what you do. That's dope. You know, like, and they weren't gonna gain anything. You know, the first guy that put me on Good Hope, he wasn't gonna gain anything by putting me on. I was nobody. But that was me now, like, having that chance and that exposure to that.
And the key is staying true to yourself.
Exactly.
Because you're thinking, I'm cut good now. I'm a good up. I'm cut good now. No one can touch me.
I was shit, man.
But you know, because if you stay true to yourself, the good things are only going to come. People could relate to you a bit better. People could speak to you about things easier, and those are the ways that things go. You know.
Yeah.
But did a 10-year-old Calvin see a 27-year-old Calvin doing this? Was it always this?
No,
was it always
not
this?
at all. 10 years old, I was skateboarding, and I thought I was
Where are you
gonna
from
be
in Cape Town?
From the southern suburbs.
Okay.
Palmstead, yeah.
Okay.
So I thought I was going to be like a professional skateboarder. That's all I
Tony
wanted to
Hawk.
do. Tony Hawks.
Yeah, all those guys.
And karate. And that's my. So this was never. I was playing guitar and drums back then.
Hectic.
So like DJing wasn't even on the.
Anything.
I didn't even listen to hip hop, bro. I was listening to rock and reggae, Michael
Exactly.
Jackson, that kind of thing. So hip hop only really came with the DJing, because I started getting into the DJs. When I say DJs, I don't mean the Steve Aoki's and the Calvin Harris. I mean like the old school guys.
The
turntable,
yes, the
scratch,
turntable,
that kind of thing. So that's where that love of hip hop started.
Hip hop started, yeah.
So when I started DJing, I always thought, I'm seeing what you other guys are doing, but I want to do it a million times better from the get-go already. If somebody sees me DJing, they don't know who I am, but they're going to see the guy that everybody knows, and they're going to like, he's not that good compared to this guy. That's always my thing. I always want to be, I'm just a competitor. Not to show that you are worse, I just want to be better than you. That's all it was, ever.
And that probably came from, I heard off air that you were a good footballer, right?
Decent
footballer. You play, whatever it was, but that probably came from winning, you know?
Yeah.
And the competing of playing, because I love football. I would like come back to me, I never wanted to play cricket. I always
Really?
I never wanted to play. And for me, it's like, still up to now, I've been a professional for 11 years, and for me, it's just like, I'm still living something that I didn't really want to do.
Sure.
So I just keep grafting, you know, trying to get better at something. Because I always wanted to be a footballer, like, you know, and that is, maybe this is the better way for me to go out being a cricketer. But it's just amazing how your life leads you in directions, and
Of course, man.
you just being like, I can sense, you just take it, you take a blow, but you just keep going, you know? And it's learnings, the
Dude,
blows are all learnings, you know?
Everyone's had a crap year, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But this year, one year in my autobiography, it's been...
You can't describe it.
No,
you
it's been terrible. There's a lot of things that have gone wrong, but at the same time, there's been a lot of blessings as well. I'm a very firm believer in the fact that everything happens for a reason.
Of course.
You know, whether that reason is proved immediately or 10 years down the line, you will remember this moment and you're going to say, okay, that was cuck, but I get
let's go.
I get why that happened.
Keep moving.
Now. Keep going. So, I mean, changing your path and that kind of thing. I watched this, you know, this Michael Jordan docu on Netflix. Look how he went into baseball.
Yeah, because his dad wanted him to play baseball.
Exactly.
But his first love was always basketball.
Yeah, you see.
It's just like, but none of us, both, we're not that talented to just change something.
That's Jordan.
Like, it's Jordan. That's the greatest sports of the world.
But I think the lesson there is, you know, your life may take you in a certain way, and maybe your heart in your head is pulling you a different way. sometimes you just got to look at that door, open that door, and see what.
Definitely.
If it doesn't work out, cool, you can come back.
Definitely.
And I think that's what a lot of people are doing now in this period. Got a lot of time to yourself. A lot of introspection is happening. Me especially, you know, DJing, it was like 4 or 5 nights a week. I'm hardly sleeping. I'm doing this.
I can imagine.
You know, so now immediately, or all of a sudden, on a Saturday night, you're at home, in bed by 10 o'clock. You're waking up fresh on a Sunday, and you're like, your mind is now, it's gearing towards something else.
Yeah.
Whether it's learning something new, or maybe learning something that you haven't had time to do, or spending more time with family. I've connected with my family a lot more now recently.
That's true.
And I think a lot of people are doing that.
I can relate to that 100%.
You know, even if it's on your phone or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Video calls become a big thing, but like traveling for the last couple of years has been hectic. But now just to sit down and, you know, just appreciate what you actually have, it's quite nice to know what you have. But yeah, it's been crazy times and.
Yeah.
But thank you,
Cool.
Calvin. That was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too,
People
man.
out there, this is an unbelievable human being. It's the first time I can tell you that. It's the first time I've met him. But I've learned so much in this whatever half an hour we've been speaking, and he speaks the truth, and that's the type of person I am. But again, thank you, and I hope you really continue to be the success that you want to be. Because a lot of people see you on, like I said earlier, on TV, and they think you've made it. Or people think that you make a lot of money and that you made it. But I know from a creative or a sportsman, entertainer type of thing, there's always boundaries you're trying to set yourself, new goals I should say actually. Sure. So continue to do that. I thoroughly enjoyed it, I should say. Really good, and you're a brand ambassador for Laurus.
Of course, amazing brand.
Amazing brands and amazing people that's on board.
Yeah.
So thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Calvin, thanks again for joining me.
Man, I really appreciate
it.
the time.
Yeah, cool. Cheers.